we are going to start, of course, with the Air Force Falcons. We'll bring it up on the screen here so you can see exactly what we're looking at. Look, Troy Calhoun went 10-3 last year. They've been doing a fantastic job there. Post-game win expectancy was actually 9.95 and 2.05. So pretty good. Really should have won one more game in the regular season last year. They had some interesting games where they lost close ones. We'll say that. Hazik Daniels is gone. Brad Roberts is gone. Cormier and Terry are gone, the wide receivers. It's going to be a lot of changes on the offense. Let's say that. Number 127 in returning production on offense. Defense, though, which is what their bread and butter is, number 23 in returning production on that side of the ball. 73.5% coming back on that. Now, if you look at, let's start with the offense here. You see a lot of green on the screen. You see they were number 12 in offensive PPA per drive, number 13 in rushing success. Obviously, this team does not throw the football a lot, but they were number 52 in passing success rate. Not very explosive, but that makes sense because they will paper cut you to death, right? Triple offense or triple option offense. They ran the ball nearly 87% of the time last year. Don't think that's going to change with Jensen Jones, who we think is going to be the quarterback this year. He carried on over 29% of his snaps. He handed off on almost 69% of them. The offensive line does return 4 starters, so that is certainly going to help transition into the new guys at the skill positions. They return nearly 80% of offensive line snaps. Now, they did lose nearly 75% of their rushing attempts, and they lost 5 of their top 6 rushers. I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, you see it in the NFL. You can replace a running back with undrafted guys, etc. I think that this team is still going to be really, really good. They also lost their top 2 wide receivers and 65% of their targets. But again, this is a team that does not throw the ball very much. You look at the fact that they handed off, or they ran the ball 87% of the time last year. That means only 13% of their plays on offense were passes. And I think they can probably find a way to recoup that. All right, what about the defense? Obviously, defense has been really, really good for years. They lost over 40% of their quarterback pressures, but they do return 71% of their overall tackles. Defensive tackle Peyton Zdroik, I hope I said that right, and the defensive line should be a strength here. Of course, the linebacker, they lose a couple of key players, but that's still a really, really strong unit. The defense only had to defend an average of 8 drives per game. That was number 2 in the FBS last year. Secondary is experienced, but, they were number 86 in passing success rate, number 4 in third down conversion percentage. I think you're going to see a lot of the same. As far as key players go, by the way, luck rank, you look at this team, number 49 in turnover margin, number 4 in penalties per game. Number 4 is pretty good in penalties per game. Mike could clean up the turnover margin just a little bit, maybe generate some more. As far as luck rank goes, they were number 78. And luck rank includes a ton of different stuff. Did your opponent make a field goal when they probably shouldn't have, or did the ball bounce the wrong way? All that kind of stuff, right? Luck rank from teamrankings.com had them at number 78. Now this year they are projected favorites in 11 games, but we'll get to that. Key players: Jensen Jones, of course, the quarterback. I think the running back John Lee Eldridge, he'll be one of many, but I think he'll be one of the primary backs. The center there, the 2 safeties, Taylor and Goff. The linebacker Mock is going to be really good. Look, keys to the season: Air Force loses key players, but the foundation and the lines are still really strong here. The schedule, incredibly convenient. I mean, look, you're starting with Robert Morris, and then you got Sam Houston in their first year in the FBS. You got Utah State at home in week 3. Like, that's how you start your season. So you get a chance to get the ball rolling early. Definitely awesome with what they did in non-conference, right? I mean, you've always got Navy, you've always got Army, but Robert Morris and Sam Houston, yes, please. This program is incredibly consistent. Troy Calhoun, he has an identity in this program. The returning, experience, it doesn't seem to matter with this team. They just always have somebody lined up ready to go. They need the defense to get more takeaways. As I mentioned earlier, they were number 100 per game. And so in per game takeaways. What I'm curious about is we've talked about Army and Navy and how the new blocking rules are going to affect them. How much does that affect Air Force? Didn't seem to affect them a whole lot last year, but like this year is the big change. I'm very curious what this offense really looks like. Are they going to continue to be the same thing? As far as their strength of schedule, average about between all the different media companies, number 131. That is second to last. I like this team. I've got them going 9-3 over the 8.5. That's plus 120 over at BetUS. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this bunch. So Air Force, I've got them going over 8.5 wins on that. I think I got 3 losses in conference, but I think they're going to be fantastic again this season. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.